Welcome to Thoughtful Thursdays. You know, preparing for Thoughtful Thursdays, as I was researching and letting my mind wander, and I listened to Shasta Nelson, who's a relationship expert, and she was also talking about business of friendship at the workplace. What really struck me is relationships, and she was talking about a construct for a relationship because it just doesn't happen like that. And she says you've got to work towards it. And she was talking about 3 elements that are important in a relationship. And as I was listening, she said the most important element in a relationship, and when it begins to forge a relationship, is vulnerability. And we've always talked about vulnerability and we think we know vulnerability. And I said, no, I need to dig a little deeper. What does that really mean? And I have listened to Brené Brown earlier, the 2011 TED Talk, and she talks about vulnerability. Excruciating vulnerability, it means being really seen for who you really are. And I don't know about y'all, but whenever you think about vulnerability, it gives you a bit of a goosebumps, right? Like, what's the right amount of disclosure? How much should you disclose? Should I really do it? And what I've realized with humans is the moment we talk about being vulnerable, we want to actually numb out those emotions. We want to play it safe. We don't want to risk. We want to be everything certain. But my mind went to how can brands build relationship and how can brands build vulnerability with their customers. And I thought that there was something that struck my mind as I was researching and reading. That when you talk about vulnerability, it is the willingness to do something where there are no guarantees. And I'll repeat myself again. Vulnerability is the willingness to do something where there are no guarantees. And I said, let me talk about 2 examples that I really liked, which kind of nails vulnerability. One's Patagonia, and we know about Patagonia being an outdoorsy kind of clothing company. And there is a 2011 ad that they put in the New York Times which said, don't buy this jacket because they stand for environmental concerns. And when you look at that ad, it says that, this jacket, when it was made, it consumes 30.5 liters of water and so on, which actually dissuades you from buying that jacket. And it goes further on to say that, hey, listen, if you have a jacket, it's not in such a good condition, we'll mend it for you. And they actually run a very successful program where they can get your jacket mended, they can discount it. They have a program called Won't Wear Program. But here there is a brand that is being vulnerable. It's willing to do something when there is no guarantee. It's sticking its neck out. But I said that's not enough. And as I was doing some more homework, as I would say, I liked this campaign, which is #LikeAGirl campaign by the brand Always, and it's a Procter & Gamble brand. And I recommend that you should watch this campaign. It talks about, when I watch this, it talks about girls feeling vulnerable during puberty, and there are experiences and stories about that. And what they made the girls do is that when you say kick like a girl, or walk like a girl, or run like a girl, or fight like a girl, it enacted what people think about what that means as an expression. And what was really important and striking, they said that when somebody says that like a girl, it doesn't matter. You just go ahead and do whatever you need to do, because if they think like that, it is their problem. And as you watch that video, it shows a powerful case of building confidence, the stories around puberty and the vulnerability. And when we talk about vulnerability and brands wanting to use vulnerability, it is about building connections. And as Brené Brown says, that vulnerability is a birthplace for joy, trust, connections, creativity. And we really want to use that. And our narratives and stories, they'll be centered around powerful shared emotions. So when you're looking at vulnerability, give it a chance, and let what I say, willingness to share something when there are no guarantees. There is no recipe for this, but it's a powerful concept to embrace. If you like what I'm saying and you want to know more, like, share, and comment on all our social media handles. I would love to know more.